Greetings, friends and viewers. I am Chandrasekhar Nene. I study international affairs. Along with me is Mr. Harshad, who is the videographer. From both of us and from MTB family, we offer you the Diwali greetings. May you have prosperous Diwali and a very happy New Year and prosperous New Year. When we talk of Diwali, I can't help but remember that in my history books in 5th or 6th standard, I had read that the crackers which we break in Diwali, crackers which we play in Diwali, which is being banned in many places in India now, strangely enough, but these crackers were first invented in China, because gunpowder which is used in exploding these crackers was invented in China. That's a universally accepted fact. But after inventing gunpowder, China didn't invent the gun. China didn't invent the bullet, China didn't invent the big carriage guns, and they kept on exploding firecrackers only. For a long time, historians were wondering why it was so. Now the reason has come forth that gunpowder has three elements: sulfur, carbon, which is coal, basically coal powder, and potassium nitrate, which is called chili saltpeter. Chili saltpeter means because it was invented in the West in Chile, it is found in a natural state in Chile, it is used as the third ingredient of the gunpowder, and the power of the gunpowder volume is dependent on this quality of this chili saltpeter. We call it in Hindi shora. Now this shora, the one shora which was found in China is of a very inferior quality. So it never had the punch to take a bullet out of the gun. That's why China could only, do firecrackers for their Chinese New Year or our Diwali for that matter, but never gunpowder and all. So China's explosion is merely for fun and frolic and nothing serious there. Something like that seems to be happening with the country's image. The image of China as a country has been propagated across the world as a very, very powerful country, both in military power, both in population power, both in manufacturing. It's a manufacturing center of the world, of course it is, and also in terms of its economic power. China is supposed to be the second largest economy, which it is, but very few people realize that all this is basically a facade, a kind of given as an image, and the reality is something very different. And how this but realities have a way of coming and showing itself no matter how much you suppress those. And this time it has shown in the face of Xi Jinping not coming out of China, or maybe not coming out of his house for last 21 months. January 20 was the last time Xi Jinping has moved abroad. He had gone to Myanmar for a state visit. After that, he has gone to China. He has not ventured out. And the official explanation given by the state media and the Chinese Communist Party is Xi Jinping is taking care of his health. Now, in a dictatorial country, this statement can be taken in a variety of different ways. Either he is very ill, or he is afraid, or there is some problem to his, there's some challenge to his power. We don't know, because China doesn't open its cards at all. But the official reason given is he is not going out of China because there is a COVID-19 problem across the world because of the pandemic. And truly enough, January 20 onwards, pandemic started across the world, and Xi Jinping has not moved out of his country, let alone his house. He has not moved out of his country. Actually, even last June, there was an important G7 conference in Cornwall, Britain. Xi Jinping didn't attend that. India attended as a special invitee. Then there was a conference very recently in Rome, that of the G20. Again, India was a special invitee. Then immediately there was a Glasgow COP26 conference, in which also Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister of India, has been felicitated, has been lauded, has been applauded for his bold stance in using solar power to the maximum in our country. We are going to be the second largest solar power manufacturing country in the world, and so on and so forth. So, Narendra Modi was not afraid of COVID. Joe Biden was not afraid of COVID. Boris Johnson was not afraid of COVID. All the world leaders have started moving about and meeting people in person, but not Xi Jinping. The country which generated the COVID-19 virus, the chief of that country is afraid of COVID-19 virus and not moving out. This shows the contrast between Indian Prime Minister and the President Xi Jinping. But this is not the only reason. Another reason is Xi Jinping was accustomed to invited for press conferences, for meetings in a royal fashion. When he went to Australia, for example, he was ridden in a horse-driven carriage which was used by Queen Victoria in the earlier years, with a red carpet welcome and everything. And Xi Jinping loves that because it actually gives a very good optics for China's imagery. But this time the world has changed and China also has changed, and world is not revering China at all. In fact, world is reviling China. World is saying China perhaps is the instigator of this Wuhan virus, COVID-19 virus, Chinese virus, and China is also coming out as an aggressor with smaller countries like Taiwan. China is coming out as an aggressor for attacking the Uyghur Muslims, for suppressing the democratic voices in Hong Kong, for doing all kind of mischievous activities in South China Sea, and the press conferences in the state visits abroad are not controlled by Chinese Communist Party. So Xi Jinping will find it very inconvenient to answer these questions. That's why he is hiding. That's why he is not going ahead. But this is not the only reason. There is another major reason, that of the internal problems in China. A few weeks ago, you have seen that half of China was under darkness because of the power problem. There was shortage of coal because there was lot of floods and storms in the northwest and northeast China, wherein the coal mines are there. There was not enough coal. They had fought with Australia, so no coal from Australia. So China power production came to a halt. With that, China's manufacturing industry came to a halt. With that, unemployment rose. With that, all these big cities which Chinese people were building started going empty. Now these cities were built by various real estate companies. Evergrande was one such company which sunk under its burden of debt. Now, only a few days back, Modern China, another company like Evergrande, has sunk in its debt. It is not able to repay its debts. In fact, all these countries had borrowed heavily from the markets outside China also in US dollar denominated bonds. They are not paying back those loans also. So China means these companies in China are defaulting to a major degree outside of China also. So the image of China as an economic power is taking a big beating. But this is not all. China has been extending loans to smaller countries, and these smaller countries have now not paid the loans to the tune of $385 billion, saying that they can't pay back this loan. Such countries like Pakistan, Laos, Malaysia, they are all saying that we can't pay back your loan because the projects have not come on time, they are not delivering what they should deliver. So this is another problem China is facing, but the biggest problem is yet to come. Goldman Sachs, an investment company in New York, has released the report, and the report says that Chinese municipal corporations, what we call municipalities, have got hidden loan to the tune of $8 trillion, $8.3 trillion actually, and they are not paying this back. This loan is 52% of China's GDP. A huge amount which is not going to be recovered, which is sinking the Chinese economy further and further into the deep sea. Now this is the internal situation of China, and because of this internal situation, there is going to be lots and lots of disapproval in Chinese citizens against Xi Jinping and his band of communist cronies who are supposedly ruling China. But there is something very interesting. Last Communist Party Congress, which was held some 4 or 5 years ago, Xi Jinping has managed to repeal a law which said that a president can only stand for 2 terms. After that, he has to retire, just like US president. He repealed the law. He took away the time limit. Now next year is going to be the 20th Chinese Party Communist Party Congress, and Xi Jinping wants to reinstall himself as the leader of China. But now the people are very unhappy over the performance of Xi Jinping. So there is going to be problem there. Now Xi Jinping cannot afford to go out of China because there is a dissatisfaction among the ranks, there is a dissatisfaction among the parties. He is 68-year-old, his deputies are now wondering whether they will ever get a chance in their life to come to the top. Deputies are also old like him. So there is possibly going to be a toppling of Xi Jinping if he moves away from the power center. That is the reason why Xi Jinping has not moved out of China in last 21 months. we have to realize this is an indication of things going on in China. As I often say in my videos about China, that China is not as strong as it looks, India is not as weak as it sounds. The things are maybe totally different. We are seeing that unfolding now. A leader of a country is not even going for important conferences where he can spread the influence of China. He's been doing that before 2020. He has been, since 2015, he has done lots and lots of these foreign visits. Every year he used to visit Soviet Russia, meet Putin and things like that. He's not doing any of that. These were the reasons which I wanted to bring forth to you. If you like the video, please share it among your friends. Please give your comments. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you have not pressed the bell icon till now, please press the bell icon so that our new videos can be brought to you immediately. Once again, I thank you and all the best for Diwali.